Welcome to Organic Chat. This is PJ, your host. Today's topic is a bit interesting, and it is something that we all misunderstand, including me. Being straightforward. Many people proudly say I speak whatever I feel like and I'm straightforward and I'll never change. At first, it sounds very bold, it sounds like honesty, but is it really? Or is it sometimes an excuse for being rude? So let's dive into this topic a little bit more. And it's all about civilization. Civilization is not about speaking everything that we think of. Civilization is knowing what to say, where to say, and how to say it. Agree or not? Think about this. And if you're at a wedding and will you stand up in the middle of the ceremony and loudly criticize the food? That may be very honest, but is it civilized? We need filters. Agree? Filters are what separate educated speech from careless speech. And for example, in a workspace, imagine there's a colleague makes a mistake and you can either say, "You're useless and you always mess up," or you can say, "I see that this did not happen as planned, but let's figure out how to fix it together." Right? Same truth, two different ways, and one destroys and one builds. Correct? So, now let's talk about education. Many of us believe education is about lifestyle. Moving from bullock carts to a car, from mud house to a concrete house, from kerosene lamps to LED lights. Right? But that's just technology. Right? That's convinced. True education should show in behavior, patience, empathy, kindness. What's the use of all our degrees if we cannot even distinguish between civilized and uncivilized behavior? If our education hasn't softened our ego or improved our relationships, then what have we really learned? And that's my question actually. Here's an example. I once knew someone with multiple degrees, a very senior professional, but he would insult waiters, yell at juniors, and treat his drivers like a servant. But he, on paper, highly educated, in reality, uncivilized. Agree or not? Now, how many of you have heard people say this? "I'm like this only and I won't change for anyone." And some even say it proudly, as if it is a great strength. But let me tell you, refusing to change is not strength, it is stubbornness. Think about marriage in the early years. One partner might say, "I don't like talking to relatives. I don't want to serve coffee. I'll never change. And this is what I am." That's not straightforwardness, that's selfishness. Real love means sometimes you adjust, sometimes you stretch yourself for the people who care about you. Right? And making small changes doesn't make you fake, it makes you mature. It takes time, definitely. I'll be very honest. I wasn't always patient. Small things used to irritate me. If someone spoke harshly, I would hold it in my heart for days. But over time, I learned forgiveness. I learned not to let every small thing eat me alive. And that change is something I'm proud of. And some people learn this at 20, some at 50, some never. But sooner or later, life will teach us. Being straightforward is not an excuse to hurt others. Here's a sample that I wanted to tell. Imagine a child drawing a picture and you can say this this is ugly and you cannot, that's straightforward, right? But you say, "I like your colors," keep practicing and you'll get better. One kills confidence and the other one builds it. Which one shows civilization? Correct? So, don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying we should lie here. I'm not saying we should sugarcoat everything truth is important, but truth can be wrapped in a kindness. Look at doctors. A doctor doesn't say you are going to die, right? Go home. That's straightforward. Instead, they say this is serious, but here are our treatment options. Let's fight together. Same truth but spoken with compassion. Or take leaders. A good leader doesn't just throw raw criticism, they give constructive feedback, guiding people without crushing their spirit. And that's the difference between straightforwardness and civilization. Right? So, here's the takeaway. Civilization is not about wealth or luxury. It is about respect, patience, and kindness. Being straightforward is not an excuse to hurt people. True strength is when you can speak truth with grace. So next time you feel like saying, I'll always be same, I'll never change, stop and ask yourself, is that something to be proud of, or is it time to grow? Because real education, real civilization, and real humanity are shown not in our houses, cars, or degrees, but in our words and actions. Change is not weakness. Change is growth. And growth is the true hallmark of civilization. Thank you for listening. Stay kind, stay patient, and remember, the most powerful truth is the one that heals, not the one that hurts. It's for including me, everyone. Thank you and love you all.